No, just own an island so I can walk around naked and nobody can see me. I haven't done that in so long.
Hi and welcome to the third episode of the Independent Circuit. This is Bardar and I'm the host of this show. Today we have a record label owner, producer, singer,
Songwriter
and songwriter
human
from New Delhi, Kartik Pillai. Hi Kartik.
Seriously, that's it? You're going to use that shot?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Hey man.
Yeah, so could you tell us a bit more about yourself? Yeah, the introduction that I gave is not really coherent.
I think you covered like most of it right there.
Can you give more details about them?
I'm a musician. I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I produce bands. I produce myself. I produce commercial work also. I do have a record label. I also work with other record labels.
So if you were to tell your main sources of income out of all these things that you've listed down, what would they be?
It would essentially be live shows and commercial work.
Okay.
And then producing bands, of course.
So basically everything.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Except the record label.
So I think the top one would be your live performances. So can you tell us, you have multiple bands in which you're working for. So could you tell us more about them and who are the people whom you're working with in those bands?
So I play for Peter Cat Recording Company, and which I play with Suryakant Sani, who's also got he's also a producer, and he has his own act called Lifafa. He's the main songwriter for that band, for Peter Cat. Then there's Karan Singh, who's our drummer, and other than music, he's a graphic designer and industrial designer as well, freelance all the time. Then there's Dhruv Bhola, you might know him from, he plays bass for Pratik Kuhad.
Okay, yeah.
And he also used to play for Run It's the Kid.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. And then there's Rohit Gupta.
Who's the pianist.
The pianist, yeah.
Everybody knows him.
Everybody knows him.
I know him.
He's insane. He's the pianist and he also plays trumpet with us.
Yeah.
So then the other band is Begum, which is again Karan from Peter Cat. And then for bass, we have this friend of ours called Anand Vyankara, who plays another band called Smooth Lax, who are also on my label. That's how I got into play bass, pretty much. Then I have an electronic project called Jumblu.
Okay.
Which is just me.
Which is just you. So what do you, like, what kind of music, I understand it's electronic, so what's the process of songwriting in that project?
Like most everything, I just sit down and it comes or it doesn't.
What kind of things do you write about? Do you have lyrics? Or
some of the songs have lyrics. Like the new album's gonna have lyrics. The first three albums just had like phrases here and there, and it's mostly about, like the first album was about how the universe came to be, and then basic like fantasies, that everybody.
So philosophy and fantasy.
Philosophy and fantasy, and then second album had a little bit to do with slavery. Then.
So politics.
No, just the human condition. Essentially, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so are you able to make your own market of music consumers who really want to listen to your own music rather than listening to music because they have come for, say, food or they have come for a festival?
Yeah, definitely. I've never tried to do anything else.
Okay.
It's always me trying to like just promote whatever I'm part of. I'm not trying to cover some band just to like get people in the door. That's ludicrous.
Okay.
Somebody asked me to play a cover, I'd be like, go fuck yourself, like that's pretty much straight up to the audience. Just be like, fuck you, you don't like it, get the fuck out. You want me to get off stage, I'll get off stage. I don't give a shit. I'm still getting paid. I don't give a shit.
We asked you to play a cover for this show.
Like, yeah, but it's my friend's song, so it's alright.
Okay. Thanks a lot. I want to ask you about your record labels. So there are two questions which I have right now. One is the record label that you have, in which you are signing other people, other artists, and a record labels that you are signed to. So could you tell us something about that?
My record label is called Simeon Records, and I'm just getting bands that like I really like, but most people do not like for some reason. They don't book them, at least for gigs and stuff. And they haven't given the exposure that they totally deserve because it's some of the best original music coming out of India.
So can you name these bands that you have?
Smooth Lax, Korsakov and Shupak, Morning, Caesars of the Green.
Okay.
These are the four like main bands that I've done.
So are these bands like limited to some kind of a particular genre? So is there a particular genre that you look for when signing the band?
We've been calling it the Delhi Depression
Okay.
of late, the genre, but essentially like Smooth Lax is. So I'll give you an example. Smooth Lax has an album called Smooth Lax, and their single's name is,
Smooth Lax.
and the lyrics are,
Smooth Lax.
yeah. It's like, is this post-punk dystopian weird fucking music, and the whole song is on one note, like,
Smooth Lax.
like, yeah, it's a and then it's literally one note. It's genius. Like when I listened to it, I was like, what the fuck? How is this coming out of
Now
India?
you know how to get signed.
Send me the
Very
weirdest shit.
important.
They're gonna like it probably.
Is there anything apart from Smooth Lax that you would look for?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just like it's like originality at the end
Okay.
of the day. You know, it's something that is completely theirs, and
So it can be electronic, it can be rock, it can
be whatever.
pop,
yeah,
folk.
as long as it sounds good, I'm down.
Okay. What do you think about the music scene? Like, what do you think is wrong in the music scene?
I think the music scene, they're just not. Nobody's giving it themselves that much of a chance. Everyone's just trying to succeed really, really, really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how MTV Indies came about, right? It's just basically like, it was hardly a scene, right?
Right.
When MTV Indies started, so I didn't really see the point of having a TV channel which plays indie music, because that would eventually, like MTV and channel, we'd like devolve into, what do you call it, playing Punjabi music or Haryanvi music or
And
Bhojpuri music.
reality shows.
Eventually reality shows, and eventually it'll just be that, and that's what was gonna happen at MTV Indies, because it's not needed right now. And other than that, I think commercial sponsorships,
Okay.
it's way too much nowadays. There's too much commercial sponsorship, and it's the other way around. Like, when an artist is famous and some brand says, okay, we'll give you money to be in an ad or whatever, and they get paid like massive, like, I don't know, like insane amount of money, and then they do like 3 seconds in the ad and fuck off. It's the opposite. The people here are taking these people, making like a whole like subculture around them with their branding, and eventually just like that artist kind of, at least in my eyes, becomes
Okay.
not that serious anymore.
So do you think, except for the artists, everybody else is making money in the music scene?
Yeah, a lot of it is that booking agents, managers, everybody's taking a lot of cash.
So all these jobs are really, really lucrative at the expense of the artists, or
Sometimes yeah, it
abusing the
depends.
artist is just something that can be avoided?
It can definitely be avoided.
Okay.
It's just, but money comes into the picture, people change. Obviously everybody knows this.
Okay. Do you think there's a culture coming in which live music will stop completely?
No, I mean, if it's a good band, it's not, their business is not going to go down. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying. Shitty bands, yes, they will be phased out. Shitty DJs will also be phased out. It's just everything's just going towards better shows, essentially, I think.
Okay. Musicians, live musicians, they really, sometimes they, really face a lot of difficulties. For example, venues don't pay them on time, or venues don't pay them at all. Sometimes they get beaten up by venues.
Yeah, that happened, no?
Yeah,
TC.
that happened last year. So, do you think shit sometimes gets real for a lot of musicians, and this is not really, fair? Obviously, it's not really fair, but what
It's
your
not
opinion
fair
on
at all. I've been fucked over several times, obviously.
it? Good.
And
My next
every-
question was,
Yeah.
has shit got real for you?
It has several times. Every musician, I'm sure, has been fucked over at some point. But the point is so once that happened, the second time that happened, to me at least, whenever I would send a contract for shows, it would just be like, this much money in advance, this much money at this time. You go past 30 days, I'm putting interest, and I will take you to court, like, if you fuck it up. And as long as you're somebody who can enforce that for you, that's cool.
So, who do you have somebody who's enforcing these?
For me specifically, it's Rana Ghose is the main guy for me.
So, he's like a lawyer?
He's like an economist slash booking guy slash documentarian. He's again like just a immense personality of a person.
Okay, so most of the musicians will not be having access to like,
Yeah, to this
lawyers who can enforce
the-
these kind of contracts on other.
The thing is that we do. There are entertainment lawyers and stuff around in Bombay, especially, who will take up cases like this. I mean, whenever somebody's not gotten paid or somebody puts it out on social media that I haven't been paid, I've seen a number of people like step up and be like, "We can help."
Okay.
There's this venue called the Groghead. Yeah. And it's the organization dudes. They're my friends, so I don't know if I want to say their names. The normal guys usually. But Groghead basically called us for a gig. We did the gig. And after the gig, they were like, oh, just, wait an hour and we'll get you the cash. We waited till like 2 a.m. Eventually he says, oh, I'll get you the cash tomorrow first thing in the morning. And the guy was apparently the ex-manager for Capitol, some other restaurant or some menu in Delhi. And he was like, man, it's my word, like, you gotta trust me, dude. I never fuck with people. And 2 days later, they closed the venue and everybody's around. Like, if I see that guy again, I swear to God, what a dick. I gotta tell him. He's an old uncle also, like, I don't expect this shit from, like, older people, but fucking asshole.
But at least we can laugh sometimes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I'm laughing. But, like, yeah, money would have been okay. Would have been alright.
What really is your idea of success? Like, do you think you are successful right now? Or if not, what is it that you want in the future, in the coming 4-5 years?
Eventually, I want to own an island. And
in music, I mean.
Oh, in music?
Not.
Oh, shit.
It could be music. You want to shoot a music video on an island.
No, just own an island so I can walk around naked and nobody can see me. I haven't done that in so long. But it's, musically, just to tour the whole world and make money off it, I guess. And
which you're already doing.
I am, yeah, but bigger tours and bigger, more, what do you call it, recognition. So more people show up and more money, bigger shows. That's it. Basically, again, with Jumblu specifically, I've done a lot of tours, and main guy Rana Ghosh, again, he's the one who sets it up for me, and I don't know, I'm not sure exactly how he sets it up, but he just knows a lot of people, dude. I don't know how he knows so many people.
Cool.
And it's cool because he gets me there, he flies me down and flies me back, and I get gigs, I get place to stay.
So I think the tip that you're giving is contact Rana Ghosh.
Yeah, that's basically. And if he likes you, like basically he'll help you out, but don't bank on it.
What's his favorite dish?
His favorite dish. Shit.
You don't have to answer that question.
He's a weird eater, dude. You give him
Okay.
something really weird, he'll love it.
Okay.
Like,
So basically, what does he like that you can bribe him? Something.
I don't know. Again, it's just honesty and just being original and stuff. That's what it's about.
It's
not possible.
Okay. So you have your upcoming music. I mean, so which is your latest album, and what is really coming up in your music? Any of these projects?
The next album we're releasing, it's a compilation album. We're partnering with this French label. Okay. And then we're also releasing a brand new album, which we've recorded
Which
last
project
year.
is
Peter
this?
Cat.
Peter Cat.
It's Peter Cat. Finished recording it last year, actually, and then mixed and mastered it this year. And May it's going to come out.
Oh. May is also the time when these interview shows will be out.
Okay.
I think it's
Interesting.
Yeah. So we should talk more about your album.
I guess.
So what are the songs about? What's the concept of these songs?
I don't know, it's like deeply personal songs, man. Once you hear them, and if you know, like, I mean, for Peter Cat specifically, it's Surikant who does the lyrics and songwriting. So if you read the lyrics and if you know even a little bit about him, you kind of get a view into his life and his psyche in general. Cool. It's a pretty personal album, this one, next one.
Cool. Okay, we'll make sure we have...
It's also lots of songs about having sex on the beach, and it's all good. Yeah, it's good life.
It's all
good
fine.
music, it's all fine.
Yeah. So
it's fucking fine.
Apart from these projects that you currently have, I'm sure like you must be spending a lot of time in these multiple projects. You're like Steven Wilson.
Don't say that.
No, in the sense that so you don't like him?
I fucking hate Steven Wilson.
Oh, I did not know him.
I
I thought everybody likes Steven Wilson.
No, I really don't like that guy's music. Porcupine Tree, right?
Tell me some reasons now. Now this is really interesting.
I don't know. I just think it's shitty music.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
a lot of my friends like Pocky, but I could just never connect.
Okay. Okay. So in the music scene, can you tell me a few people that you haven't collaborated till now with till now, and you want to do it in the future?
Uh, I'm actually like planning a collaboration with Nash Lewis. Do you know
Okay.
the harpist from Bombay?
Now I know him.
Her.
Oh, no, now I know her.
Yeah, she's an amazing harpist, and she's a lot of fun to work with. So I'm gonna try that out.
What are you playing for us today and why?
Playing Oyster because it's describes living in Delhi perfectly. Since this is a Delhi-based thing, it's also from a Delhi band, and it's one of my favorite Delhi bands, straight
Okay.
up. And I like their songs specifically because they don't hold back any punches or anything. They don't pull punches.
Okay.
It's sometimes brutally honest, and I mean, the song itself is
Okay.
pretty fucking honest.
Okay.
It's fun, but it's not, you know.
So if and this is really the last question of the conversation. Congrats.
All right, you made it.
Going through this.
You wanna check your phone?
No. So if you were to give an advice or a few tips to people who are going to be musicians, what would they be? I mean, not philosophical tips, practical tips.
I mean, this is a very practical tip. Thing is that if you want to do it, make sure you want to do it for a long time because it's going to be hard. It's going to be fucked up for a long time, unless you make it all of a sudden. But like, make sure you really want to do it.
Cool. Okay, Kartik, thanks a lot for coming here and
Alright,
having
man.
this conversation with us.
Thanks for having me.